Hello, it's Harnas here, and welcome back to Sea Encounters Capital Ships Extra Episodes. Today, by a common request, we've got the Perlas by Lily. Beautiful and still very powerful ship. Richelieu style of armament. Everything main is up front. 2 guns, 4 barrel each. Great looking ship. And on the other side, we've got SMS Erzherzog, of course, by the Cognizant Emperor. Again, a very nice design, lots of details, and new and improved firing system. So, believe it or not, but the weapon controllers have been adjusted, and now they are actually shooting right away. As you can see, the bullets are flying. So, is it going to make a difference? Is it going to be enough to get the powerful Lily's design down? I think we are going to find out really soon. Let's remember that the Erzherzog Friedrich guns were able to citadel another battleship when a broadside was presented, so the firepower is definitely there. I think the main question here is accuracy and long range performance, I would say. Lily guns, they have very good dispersion. They are landing shots from miles away, and they are doing damage from quite large distance. And as we can see already, the super firing gun have been disabled. So that's a main advantage of having everything in front of design, that when you are engaging, when you are the aggressor, you can put all your guns out there and reach out at the enemy very quickly without actually doing any kind of maneuvers. Of course, the downside is that if you don't angle, if you just go straight bow on towards the enemy, the problem is that you can eat a lot of shells on your main turrets, and that's the biggest problem. From the depths, you cannot make like invulnerable turrets. You cannot here in this tournament. You cannot use heavy. You cannot use heavy armor blocks. So, and even with those blocks, I don't think that you can make really super powerful guns that still look like a gun. So yeah, but I think in this battle everything goes the Perlas way, so there's not a lot of firepower being shot back with good enough accuracy. The main guns are still intact, and they are just continuing to shell the opponent, which is well over 12, I think, yeah, 12 percent points behind. And while the Erzherzog Friedrich is indeed presenting only the bow now, if it can survive the onslaught, if it can survive and just tank it, then it's got those 2 untouched turrets still there. So if an opportunity presents itself, if it can get to a good range position, it can actually use those guns and try to shoot at the potentially flat on target. But is it going to happen? I'm not sure. For now, it's taking really a lot of damage. Secondaries are just popping everywhere, just fire everywhere. I will try to see if I can have a look at the condition of the citadel. Not sure if I can catch it from this distance. No, it's rather difficult to find it right now. But anyway, a lot of damage is being taken by the Emperor's ship. However, Lily is now starting to angle. I think that the Perlas doesn't want to be super close to an enemy, and potentially it will try to turn around maybe and start kiting. I'm not 100% sure how Perlas actually behaves in such situation. I'm not sure if we've seen it closing so much to the enemy. And yeah, definitely Erzherzog is showing a lot of broadside now. It just took quite a powerful salvo, and yeah, mimics everywhere. That was a huge explosion of something. But yeah, the hidden ace is being brought up. So those two guns in the back, they are finally being brought up to bear and being used. Looks like at least one shaft is still turning, and the rudder is turned hard right, so it should in theory be able to get some flat broadside from Lily's ship. And indeed, looks like Perlas is showing a lot of broadside now. It's not the most tanky ship ever, that's for sure. But is it going to be enough for the Emperor to make a good strike here and actually turn this battle around? Some good shots have been shot, and we can see some dents in the citadel, but no full penetration yet. Some superstructure hits as well, and looks like Perlas is starting to escape from the rear gun's shooting arc. It tries to circle around very wisely and just nullify that armament placed in the rear. But Erzherzog is laying down those shells one after another. They are not doing a huge amount of damage, but they are crushing this citadel and they are digging in. Secondaries are now working on Erzherzog Friedrich. This larger secondary have been put into action, like this one, and even the small anti-air ones. They are joining in the fight. And yes, this maneuver definitely put those rear guns out of action. Erzherzog cannot reply with a fire now. The rear superpositioned gun is now inactive. It has been, one of the barrels at least have been knocked out. Secondaries pretty much shred already. There's nothing left here. Only those placed in the rear, but again, they are out of firing arcs, so they cannot engage the Perlas. And now actually the rudder is working against the Erzherzog Friedrich. It's trying to follow the maneuver from Perlas, and it would be much easier to just turn the rudder around and try to go the other way and then swing the guns around and do some damage. But for now, yeah, it's It's a breakfast for the Perlas. Nice. Secondary fireworks. I'm not sure what these are. It seems to be HE with something, I guess. I see no fragments, so I don't think these are actually hash. And of course they are bouncing, so it's not hollow point. Maybe it's a mixture of armor piercing and HE. These are not super powerful, but they are stripping the the features, the mimic features on Erzherzog Friedrich ship. All right, the main salvo, and the Friedrich is on fire. Very nicely done effect by the Emperor. I really like how the ship burns. Nicely placed in a key spots, so it's on fire. 68%. But yeah, I must give credit to the Emperor. I think the ship is quite tanky. It's still functioning. If it was able to bring those rear guns to bear, it would still be able to return fire. And we are 10.5 minutes into the match, and it's still floating against a very respectable opponent. And of course, on the other side, Perlas is pretty much intact. Just some small minor problems here and there. Yeah, just some secondaries, I think, or maybe not even secondaries. No, just a part of deck missing here and there. And these attempts of citadeling as well. So a couple of holes definitely there. But yeah, these have not been able to penetrate the citadel. It's still there. Okay, the shots are still being fired. And the radar on Erzherzog Friedrich is following its enemy, so it's not able to do any kind of maneuver to be able to bring those rear guns to bear, unfortunately. Yeah, and only one propeller is still operational. I think the remains of the front turret have been stripped off, sheared off, and we've got a nice cut, nice slicing cut on the superstructure. All those shells fired at the citadel are being deflected, and they just grind through that superstructure. Yeah, it's definitely about tanker. It can tank a lot of damage in this position. Perlas is basically throwing everything it has. Brought the maximum amount of guns to bear, and these guns are totally fine. They have not been damaged, but still Erzherzog Friedrich is still operational, still afloat. And yeah, actually, to be fully frank, I think it really well retains the flotation. There's almost no, hardly any listing, any kind of getting deep. So I think it retains that flotation very well. Another main gun salvo, but Emperor ship is still afloat. I'm not sure if the citadel can be breached right now, or do we have to wait for the 2 damaged actually. That was some good salvo. Just one of the shots have been deflected. The rest seem to detonate, seem to be triggered. The masts have been chopped off, and there we have it, 2 damaged, finally in the 14th minute of the match. Okay, so Erzherzog Friedrich, sorry, have almost been able to withstand the barrage and basically survive the match. Unfortunately, it didn't have an opportunity to return a lot of fire back, but still the survivability of the battleship was really good in my opinion. Alright, so the extra battle is finished. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.